Hey everybody, here is a short video explaining what tennis is going to look like this semester and even a little bit in terms of next semester. I'm sure you guys have all seen the post that I just created in terms of all the practices and what they're going to look like. You might even saw some softball players and stuff like that practicing today after school. So in short, first off, Register My Athlete. If you're not registered on Register My Athlete and you don't have all that stuff filled out yet, which I'm assuming the majority of you guys don't, you need to get going on that ASAP. And the reason for that is when we have the season starting in February of next semester, which I'll talk more about in a little bit, you guys have to be cleared and ready to go. Our season is cut even shorter than it normally has been in the past. And if you're not cleared, then you're not going to play, okay? And you need to be cleared before the start of the season, late February. So I'll have more information to follow on what the season will look like in a couple weeks. But this video is just really just meant to talk about the practices. But it's really important that you guys get going on Register My Athlete. I'll have another check-in later this semester with you all to see where you guys are at, to kind of encourage you guys to get that stuff done. But don't procrastinate. If you want to play tennis this year, start getting Register My Athlete dialed and ready to go. We're only going to have 8 days of practice from November 2nd to November 23rd, and you'll see on the calendar that some of those practices are for A students and some of those practices are for B students. If you're a full distance student, you're just going to practice along with the A students. There will be an RSVP component to this, and I will come out with that shortly. I'll text it out to y'all, and you'll just basically have to RSVP to me through the text thread that you will be making the practices. And if you aren't going to make a practice, which ones you aren't. If you're not going to be in any of the practices, that's totally fine. These practices aren't required. It's just a good way for me to connect with you guys, get a roster going, even potentially try to get an early start on what the ladder might look like at the start of the season, even though I know that's a ways away. That way we can hit the ground running. It's also a time for me during the practices to check with you guys on Register My Athlete. So the practices will start November 2nd and run through November 23rd. I am the only one running the practices. Boys practices will be from 3:30 to 4:45. Girls practices will be from 4:45 to 6. Even if one of you shows up, I'll still be there to work with you. And all we're really predominantly working on is two things: strokes and serves. That's it. That's all we're working on is strokes and serves. I'll still have to clean the tennis balls if you guys are going to touch them, before and after the fact. I would recommend being able to start a rally with just your racket instead of touching it physically with your hands, by bouncing the ball up with your racket, holding it on your racket, dropping it, letting it bounce, and hitting it over the net. When we work on serves, I'll have designated balls for you guys to touch independently, a couple of them to serve. But really it's going to be super basic. Just know that, and there's only going to be a few people at a time, so I can keep track of it. If parents are around during the practices, that's fine. They just have to have a mask on and be socially distant. To my understanding, I have to wear a mask the whole time. You guys don't while you're playing, as long as you're keeping socially distanced during that. But more information to follow on that. I got to write up a plan and get it approved. I just want you guys to really mark your calendars, though, for boys and girls practices. Boys practice again 3:30 to 4:45. Girls from 4:45 to 6 o'clock. That's November 2nd through November 23rd. During those times, I'll have more information for you guys about the season and all that. Spirit packs. We're still going with the same Spirit pack catalog as late last year. We're not going to start putting in orders for that until late December, or mid-January. So please try to budget for those. And if you can't afford a Spirit pack and all you're required to buy is the uniform, if you can't afford the uniform, please let me know once those come out and we'll work something out. We didn't get any graphics on the uniform just to keep the pricing down on them, but we're gonna still go with the Spirit packs from late last semester that I put out to you guys. So other than that, please be looking for that RSVP text. I'm going to try to get it out to you guys sometime this week. That way I can know who I'm going to be working with during those times and days. We will be hiring another coach. His name is Mike Morrison. So he got another Coach Morrison for you. He's a great player. He's rated a 4 player. And he's been playing for a very long time. He's recently retired, has a lot of time to help you girls out. Really, really nice guy. I think you're going to like him. His kids played at Galena a while back. He's been in the tennis culture, the tennis community here in the Reno area for a while. He comes highly recommended, and he's excited to get started with you guys. He might. I'm going to try to get him to stop by some of your practices, ladies, so he can introduce himself during our November 2nd through November 23rd practices. That's pretty much all I have for you guys. Sorry I don't have a lot of information. What I got to do this week and next week is prepare a plan on how we're going to practice, how I'm going to keep it safe, all that kind of stuff. It's a bunch of paperwork that I have to do. So just please be patient with me. As soon as I have more information for you guys, I'll let you know. If not, just come ready to go for practices. And you can email me. You can respond to this post. You could text me if you have any questions. Take care.